Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another episode of East Meets West. Ladies and gentlemen, amidst all of the craziness going on in the WNBA dialogue, we shall come to you with some straight basketball. So, welcome your boy, your boy, subscribe here, your boy Mike and Khan. Um, what's today? Today is the 3rd of September. Excuse
That's
me,
right.
because
That's
I
right.
had a long work day, so excuse my
Well,
lostness that I may have. But today we are going to do our top 5 rookies. Am I saying it correctly? Our
the
power ranking,
WNBA, yes, the WNBA rookie power
power
rankings.
rankings. Yeah.
So, and I guess we'll just quickly make a distinction, because as Michael and I were saying, right, a rookie ladder is basically, you're just kind of putting in order, you know, uh, the likelihood that each player will win Rookie of the Year, and let's be real. I think really there's only two players that
Mhm.
would even really be in consideration for Rookie of the Year. And well, I don't think we need to name him because we'll be talking about him quite in depth, in the next couple minutes.
Mhm.
But power rankings a little different, right? Like so, more often than not, power rankings are associated with teams. For example, this morning I was reading, can't I think it was maybe on the Ringer, the WNBA power rankings. So, for example, right, I think the Liberty are number one, the Fever are number four. Now, does that mean that they believe the Fever have the fourth best odds or fourth best chance to win the WNBA title? No, no, not necessarily. Right, power ranking is really just kind of you know, taking a temperature of where the team is, relative to the rest of the league, um, the improvements that they're making, and kind of like the momentum and the trajectory that they're on.
Right.
So again, typically it's associated with teams, but we're going to do it with the individual rookie class players, right? We're going to select each. Michael and I have selected our top 5 rookies with regards to power ranking them compared to each other. So yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe there's some of them are probably obvious. Maybe there's a couple surprises, right?
Yeah.
But this rookie class, without a doubt, has been really impressive. Really, really impressive. Which is kind of crazy too. That some of the ones that were probably still have a lot of the most potential have barely played. For
Mhm.
one reason or another. Whether
Right.
that's injury or they're just on a very veteran laden team. You know,
Mhm.
So we'll dive into it. We'll dive into it. Try to give basically all these hoopers their flowers. And yeah, just kind of assess, you know, what they've accomplished and what we can maybe look forward to moving forward.
All right.
So
So, which way you want to go?
let's just go one down to 5,
Okay.
right? Because I feel like 1 and 2, maybe, well, 1 is probably the least suspenseful, right?
Yeah.
So take it away.
Yeah. Well, at number 1, I have Julie Van. Say no.
I was like, wait a minute. I
Like
was like,
what?
whoa, what rookie class are we talking about?
No,
Okay.
and of course at number 1 it's Caitlin Clark, man. Like she's turned pretty much her game around during this season because I know a lot of people were like real heavy on her when she started the season, but she just had to get familiar with her teammates. You know what I mean? She had to figure out the offense because she is. I mean, we can arguably say she's an offense. You know what I mean? Just her presence is an offense, just the way that she can play. So for her and Christy to kind of figure it out, and then meet in the middle and then going from there, build familiarity with her teammates and figure out, where they like the ball and where they need the ball, like right in the pocket so they can
Mm,
finish right then and there. Yeah. So it just took time. You know what I mean? Because I think it was from the pressure of the Olympic Committee saying they would let her play based on what her like how she played basically in the early part of the season. But it's like, how could you know what I mean? I don't. There was no way to really truly do that because it's like they didn't give her a chance. I can see if the Olympics was
wow.
maybe 10 more games after, or if there were 10 more WNBA games to be played before the Olympics began, then she probably would have actually had a shot. You know what I mean? Because it just took time for her to what.
No, I mean, I think if you and I were part of that selection committee, I would agree, right? I think there would be more uh, encouragement to have more consideration, to
Right.
put Caitlin Clark on the Olympic team. But I don't know.
I
I
mean,
don't
in
know.
some
It seems
ways,
like the Olympic committee, or the selection committee, it seems like, veteran experience was significantly more valued, and that makes
yeah,
sense. What I'm saying is I'm skeptical that Caitlyn ever really had a real shot, and that I don't mean to say
right.
that as being controversial. I
No,
just think that
because she's a
they really
rookie.
just wanted to go
Yeah,
with veteran and more like physically matured players,
right,
right? Because
right.
like all
And that,
rookies, right? You're still kind
that
of working on your strength and conditioning.
yeah, and that
You
perfectly
know,
made sense. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
like I don't know was it us where we discussed that like Sabrina last year wouldn't have even been ready. You know what I mean? Regardless of what she has done in her time. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
was she I know she was like damn near double doubling. Was she triple doubling like 2-3 years ago? If I'm not
Who, Sabrina?
mistaken. Yeah, like because I
Yeah.
was like really
Yes.
rocking with
Yes.
Sabrina.
Yes. She actually set the NCAA record, right, for most triple doubles.
Yeah,
You
yeah, she
know,
was. I mean,
I
but on the
literally
Liberty,
was reminded that this morning,
yeah,
right?
yeah, but she was doing it on the Liberty. She came to the Liberty and
Yes.
turned them around and pulled them into the playoffs and everything. So honestly, we've kind of seen a iteration of what Caitlin's doing. If people, I don't know why they didn't like really lock in on Sabrina because she was kind of doing it too. You know what I mean? Like with the threes and everything, probably not as devastating with them. But as
Yeah.
far as her ability to facilitate and take over, and then it's just like she came to the team, and then it's like, oh well, New York's gonna lose, and then she just like turned. I don't know what gear she hit,
Yeah.
but she just turned it up. And did she get? I think she got hurt at the end of the first year, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't
Um,
know.
I
Like, I feel
forget.
like this season, I mean, I know we're kind of getting off topic, but I mean, to be
Yeah,
fair, I think, I hope it's not considered a lazy comparison on our part, but I think that, I think it's fair that we bring up Sabrina
yeah, and
because
that's cool.
I think Sabrina Ionescu, how have people phrased it, right? She walked so that Caitlin Clark could
Caitlin could
run.
run. Yeah,
She kind of set the template. I believe that they are the same archetype, like
yeah,
same
me
player
too.
archetype.
Me too.
You know,
Yeah,
um, but I feel like that's the thing, right? As talented as Sabrina is, and because I mean, Caitlin Clark is it's gone to the point where I do think it's fair. I don't think I think just comparing her to other rookies is almost like a futile task in the sense
it
that
is.
like she's basically on par with like veteran players,
Right.
if not outperforming them altogether. Um, which is why I mean, whether you want to say this is a rookie ladder or a power ranking, I mean, to me, it's not close anymore. I think she's far and away the number one rookie in this class.
Yeah.
And I mean, whether it's, I think if anything, the eye test, the analytics match the eye test. I mean, again, we've heard broadcasts say it all season, but just today, I think like the WNBA, they just had a nice little graphic showing the assist leaders, right?
Yeah.
The total assists on the season, just 276 assists, right?
And who's after her?
I believe it is Alyssa Thomas.
Okay.
Right here, I
Yeah.
have it like right here saved. Yes, it's the top five in the league, right? At number one, Caitlin Clark with 276.
Mm,
Two is Alyssa Thomas at 244.
okay.
Right. At
Yeah.
third is Natasha Cloud with 218. Four is
Mm,
Skylar Diggins Smith at 207, and five, Sabrina Ionescu at 184.
okay. Yeah,
You
she's got
know,
more creators on her team. Sabrina does. Well, mm, as far as
yeah.
she's got Brianna Stewart. I'll just
But the
say that.
point being, though, is
Yeah,
that it's
Jonquel.
just like I said, when you actually like visualize it, it's like whoa, and that's terrific company to be in.
Yeah, it
You
is.
know, But it just seems like the stats truly, I don't know, they might not even do justice, right, to just how impactful she's been. I mean, on the season, right, as you said, right, which this is really more often than not, right? I mean, if you are a highly drafted player, you're likely going to a bad team. Yeah. Right. So if the team results aren't there in year one, it's almost to be expected, right? You're supposed to be part of rebuilding, reshaping this team. Right. Now, how quickly you do it and to what extent, that varies. But, literally, the Indiana Fever, it may not seem impressive, but I mean, they started out 1-8. As of this recording, at the time of this recording right now, September 3rd, they're 17-16, First time since 2019 that they've been over 500. Not finishing a season over 500 or with a winning record, just having a winning record period at any point in a given season. Right. And I mean, they were literally, when they started out 1-8, they were literally dead last. The worst statistic, like the worst offense, period.
Yeah. They were.
They are now the number one offense.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely, they are definitely the number one offense since they returned from the Olympic break, and it's not even close. Number one, both in efficiency and points per game. Obviously, number one in assists. And even with that slow start, they're second in the league, I believe, in offense.
Behind, I mean, who's in front? Is Minnesota still?
It's Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah, the Liberty, I believe, are at 3 or 4, but they have the number one defense. Right. Okay. So yes. I mean, in terms of net rating, yeah. Okay. Yeah. But I mean, obviously we're power ranking individual rookies, not team, but I mean, look at that first in assists per game, not just for rookies, for all players, first in assists total and per game, 8.4, first in, made 3-pointers, which obviously, right, she set a WNBA rookie record in the process. 7th in total points. Again, not just for rookies, all players. Right?
Yeah.
10th in points per game. 7th in double doubles with 12. 5th in total efficiency. 3rd in free throw percentage. And
Lady Steph.
Yeah, if we're talking, that is the thing, right? That is why, to me, I'm sure, if we dug more and we could look at it. Okay, no. Lady Steph. And I know sometimes we try not to use NBA players to make a point about WNBA players, but obviously, right? No. Several fans and and media have compared her game to Stephen Curry, right? Obviously, the long logo threes. Shit, man. I think sometimes she shoots with more range than Steph. I mean, like she's like pulling up from the logo.
Yeah, it's just
Steph,
the only thing with her, she probably could score she probably could be the leading scorer if she had an actual facilitating, like, let's say Nalissa Smith just turned into a facilitator all of a sudden, a defensive facilitator. And that's the hub, but Caitlin can still facilitate as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would unlock her game even that much more, because then you would have to basically stick to her wherever she is. I mean, like you got to do anyway now, or she'll shoot.
I'm glad you said that.
We'll see,
because it's actually, that's year. Where, I mean, okay, again, oversimplification time, right? Lexi Hull, Kelsey Mitchell, even Aaliyah Boston, right? They struggled. They could put up some individual numbers, but it wasn't gelling, right? Yeah. So I guess I gotta say, right? It's way too surface level.
Towards, I would say the last few games they played last year, they were gelling. I believe, like they weren't just. I mean, they had the number one pick, but they just were. It wasn't so bad, you know what I mean? They were competing in a lot of games. I'm overthinking and thinking about Aaliyah because she was competing against like Aja and you know what I mean, like going toe to toe with her.
I think that's fair.
Others. Yeah,
it's fair. I'm not trying to say that they were like incompetent or anemic.
Yeah,
without Caitlin Clark, it's just now they're literally an efficient and explosive offense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You
they were
know,
like
like
bottoms in a lot of stuff.
yeah. And no, going back to the whole Steph parallel or comparison was, I mean, I was there front and center. I was there at Oracle Arena, watching a rookie Steph Curry. And even though they were like a 26 win team,
Mm-hmm.
like that cast of characters around him, they were all mostly like G League players.
Mm-hmm.
But you could literally see like how he elevated, he maximized each of their respective like skill sets. I'm getting the same vibes with Caitlin,
Yeah.
right? And I'm not trying to say that, like, again, her teammates are not talented. It's just she's now finding the way to get the best out of all of them. And so going back to what you're saying, Aaliyah Boston in this
Mm-hmm.
stretch is
Mm-hmm.
averaging, I believe, like 4.4, 4.5 assists per game. She's had 2 8-assist games, right?
Yeah.
In the last 3 games. What I'm saying is, as you've been saying, preaching time,
Mm-hmm.
familiarity, chemistry,
Mm-hmm.
consistency, right? They're all interconnected. It's just Caitlin, make no mistake, Aaliyah is doing this, but
Yeah.
now she's actually finding the ways to get Aaliyah the ball,
Right.
where now Aaliyah can actually do that, where
Finish.
she
Right.
can't, not even just finish that high screen action, where Aaliyah Boston is, as you're saying, kind of like Alyssa Thomas, right? Like she's now an offensive hub. And that is what's creating so much of all this crazy cross-court action, And it's normally, right, if your big sets a pick, you sit in front and then you navigate. She's coming from baseline. It's coming from reverse. How many
Right.
guards do that? Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. And you're doing it as a rookie, and it's
Definitely not
becoming,
anybody in the W. I don't think so. Maybe Skylar. Maybe I don't know.
yeah,
I need to catch. I need to pay attention, much more attention to. He's getting it done.
And then, of course, right, an underrated aspect of, and this is this is not a shot at any other rookie. It's just for a guard, Caitlin Clark has always been a very good rebounder at the guard position. I mean, she led Iowa, in rebounds. For people, and it's fine. Not even throwing shade. If you questioned again, her ability to adapt to the WNBA's like physicality, right now it all seems to be translating. It's also translating to her ability to be setting screens for her teammates.
Right.
I mean, I don't think like look at that Kelsey Mitchell, right? All those like curl actions, right, coming off of or like when they run like a reverse floppy action.
Yeah.
Right. You think it's going to be for Caitlin, and then nope. Whoops! Look at that. She's the secondary screener, and then Kelsey's like either like going to pop like flare out or cut baseline, and whoop keeps getting.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like we already knew Caitlin Clark was talented, but now, oh my God, it's really starting to like click and manifest.
Yeah.
And
I think it looks better than it did in Iowa as well because of Aaliyah Boston. You know what I mean?
Oh,
because
yeah.
she actually has a big that can, you know what I mean? Like pretty much get some attention. And then, like you said, she's become a hub, offensive hub as well too. So it's like
that's the irony.
Having a shooting team that you had to carry to, okay, now you can do your carry job, but you actually have teammates that you guys actually complement one another, especially Kelsey. You know what I mean? But yeah, and then Aaliyah's been finding her way throughout this whole time too. Because I really that's all it was from the beginning. Like they all were playing how they were playing last year. They were all basically orbiting around Aaliyah, and then all of a sudden it changed. You know what I mean? So it just took time for the change to take place, for people to find themselves with whatever new was supposed to happen with the offense. Even Christy, you know what I mean? She had to adjust her coaching game plans and whatnot. And here we are. So now, look out first round. But that's
I know. And by the way, I'm gonna give you some flowers, man. You seem to have been one of the more optimistic. Like you had one of the more optimistic projections for the Fever this year. What was your prediction preseason or during the off season? I should say.
I forgot, but I was telling people like,
you did say 20 plus wins.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I said did I say as high as 25? Something like that. It was.
I know you definitely said 20
half
something
of the losses.
Yeah,
more than half of the losses. I don't know if I said that right. Excuse me, I'm sleepy. Yeah, somewhere between 20 and 25. I think that's what I chose.
Yeah.
I believe that they can go better than 500. So if
I mean,
that's what, how many games is it this year? 40 or is it 42 already? It's 40. So 21 and 19, they can do that.
well, they're at 17 and 16.
Hey,
You know,
yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
just
a
keep
lot
going
of
500.
people. I mean, honestly, from this point out, yeah. And a lot of people just didn't see it that way, but I knew what we were seeing. You know what I mean? Like I mean, what point guards that truly facilitate, that can elevate your floor, exist in the WNBA, like on
Yes.
a point guard level. Let's just take the scoring all the way out. Just imagine
Yes.
Caitlin was just a floater throwing, somewhat mid-range elbow jumper shooting. She'll get you about 15 a game, but it would still look really good with her overall game, like her ability to
Yeah.
pass, get out in the open floor, rebound, and just the things that she does. Like, so you know what I mean? It was only a matter of time because they have a lot of scoring on that team for real. You know what I
And that's
mean?
the thing too.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, she was even before the Olympic break. She was still rebounding at a pretty decent clip. I think around maybe 4 per game. I think it's
Yeah.
gone up to about like 5.4, 5.5.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I mean, I think if you played the game, when your guard can pull down like, well, she's not
Russ.
Westbrook, but you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, right? When a guard
Hmm.
can pull down a rebound, I mean,
Yeah.
that extra second to be able to turn defense into offense, it makes
Yeah.
all the difference in the
All the
world.
difference.
All those those full court touchdown passes that Caitlin Clark is making,
Hmm.
it's for that very reason.
Hmm.
So yeah, I
Okay.
think all right. I think there we go. We started copacetically here. East meets West, or officially our number one power ranked rookie,
We got to
Indiana
make a
Fever's Caitlin
graphic.
Clark. Yes, we will. Yeah, we'll slap it on Twitter. You know.
Right.
Okay, now Michael, you lead us off. We'll compare and contrast. Let's just go down your list. We said top 5 people, so we'll try to go through this.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
of course, number 2 is Angel Reese. Because just like Caitlin's been dominating the assist game. Angel's been dominating the rebounds game. It's like we got two of the best of both worlds drafted. You know what I mean? Like we got
Hmm.
the best passer, the best rebounder. Like here you go. Congratulations, you won. You got two of the, like, they're playing legendary like type of games with what they do. And Angel is pulling down rebounds. Like I didn't anticipate this because she wasn't. I didn't see this in LSU. You know what I mean? I didn't see her doing this at all. Like not like,
Yeah.
I mean, she probably could have, because after a while, like especially after the win, you could tell she still had her aggressiveness and like you just a beast in her. But it was more like I know what I could do. Y'all kind of down here, I'm here. Throw me Caitlin or throw me South Carolina or somebody, let me play somebody worth a damn. But until then, and we in here, we in the game. And then on top of the other stuff that she was dealing with for the last year, just all the noise around all the blah blah. I ain't gonna even get into it because I don't really do the narratives and what people think. But um, yeah, like just only thing that's missing from her is just when she starts getting sharp on offense. And I don't know what it's gonna look like. Like she might look like Aja, she might not. She might look like John Quill, she might not, because a lot of them took time to develop their games. And I just, with her being at the forward though, is the thing that like makes it where I think she actually could turn into uh I don't know, like kind of how the next pick kind of looks to me. She can, or I'll just say she can look like Satu. You know what I mean? Like if she develops her game like that, like bro, man, I don't know if she will. She'll probably be more at the paint like she is. But if she starts like really getting crafty with her shots, I would try to go get Hakeem or somebody to work with her. Like really forget her shooting, because that's the thing. Like a lot of people when they say Angel and Caitlin, it's two totally different players. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
Angel don't really need to be shooting. I mean, once she develops her shot, she can, but she needs to be in the paint or on the block and pretty much just slip by people and do her thing down there. So what she needs is footwork, um, probably some post moves, of course, until she's just able to bully people, kind of like Aaliyah Boston does sometimes here and there. You know what I mean? So just seeing, I'm interested in seeing where her game goes, because for her to be what she is now. And then I see a lot of her games. They're beating her ass down there. Like she can't do nothing. They are always like two or three people on her. So until she like once she
Okay.
starts developing that portion of her game and maybe get the Fiza footwork kind of going or something like that. Cause that's that's kind of how how I see her. I see her like a Satu, like a Fee, because she's around their same height and size, and then that can become like where she operates on the floor. So yeah, I just want to give her kudos too, because that's a lot of rebounding, and she
It
does have
is.
a motor, and she's like she still gets after it, even after having these rebound record games and going just like 20 damn boards in a game. Come on now. And I was looking
Yeah.
for Aaliyah Boston to do a lot of that last year. Like not necessarily 20s, but like 15s and stuff, just knowing what she was in South Carolina. And then I'll add one more part. Now I'll let you go in.
No, no, keep
But
going, man.
Kamilla Cardoso is on this team. And she's getting like 7 or 8 of those rebounds a game. So just imagine Angel could have roughly 4 more a game. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just crazy. It's just crazy because
Okay.
she's got the motor. So get her a point guard, which is really what they're missing. To be honest, they're just missing the orchestrator. And yeah, if I was them, I would tank right now. I start tanking and try to get Paige.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Yes, yes, I
I would
would. I
agree.
mean,
Yeah, I would
they
agree.
could make the playoffs, but I mean, would you rather be set up better longer, where you have
I mean,
Angel, Camilla, and Paige, or we'll see.
well, before I go into my take on Angel and her place amongst the rookie
Mm.
class, I will say, and well, I don't know how to say this without sounding like negatively critical. I mean, outside of Kennedy Carter, Chicago has arguably some of the worst guard play.
Yeah, they do.
Like, and now, okay, if I'm gonna be a little bit more positive about it, their guards can do one, like each of them can do maybe one thing fairly well, but they can't
Yeah,
do enough, right? Where they can be played in long stretches without, kind of leaking oil in some aspect. So, I mean,
and they
yeah,
got rid
again,
of
no
Mabry
offense,
for whatever reason.
which perhaps again, this could be a stealth tank. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it could.
You still give your rookies the opportunity to shine, battle, learn, yet
Mhm.
you're positioning yourself, like you said, to get Paige. I mean, this is on night and day. No offense, again. Sorry, no offense
Yeah,
to her, the guards on the sky, but I mean, yeah, right. I mean,
yeah.
like, you know,
Hmm. I
it's not
agree.
even like night and day.
No,
It's
it's
like a
just
night in one universe and a day in the other side of the other multiverse. You know what I'm saying? You know,
yeah,
so I
yeah. No,
mean,
that's true. That's true. And
but
it's inconsistent at best.
so okay. I swear to God, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not. What I'm about to say, I'm not saying it to kind of throw some chaos into the discussion
Throw it.
or to be controversial.
Do it.
Just hear me
Everybody
out.
else does
If
it.
this was a rookie ladder, no doubt, I got Angel Reese at number 2. But if I'm power ranking, and again, maybe it's open to interpretation. For power ranking, I look again right as to the extent of the impact the player has, relative to their peers, the rookie peers, relative to their team, and potentially how I guess for me, like kind of envisioning like what extent their impact can be moving forward.
Mhm.
So for that reason, I have Angel Reese power ranked number 4 on my list.
Oh,
Yes.
oh. Okay, so
Now,
is that how you're doing your list?
that is how I did. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But to be fair, right, we're not fortune tellers. I'm just trying to like based on what we've
I mean, that's
seen.
not too far
I
out
mean,
because I know who you probably got it too now.
yeah. So,
Yeah,
but no,
we
we'll
didn't
just
discuss
go.
this beforehand, y'all.
Yeah, we'll
Not the
discuss player by
picks.
player. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have her at 2, I have her at 4. For me, okay, like you said, in terms of what can it be when she makes offensive strides, right?
Yeah.
none of these players, I'd like to think, none of them are a finished product. And I'm not here saying that I don't believe she can make significant improvements. That's to be determined. What I'm saying, though, is where she is right now in her individual offense, her jumper to me is non-existent. Like, cool, you take it because the shot clock's dwindling, right? But you don't shoot it with any confidence, and there's no consistency with your release. So to me, you don't have a broken jump shot, right? Which is actually maybe a good thing from a developmental purpose, right? You're not trying to deconstruct a jumper. You're now just learning how to shoot one, right? She does not have any go-to low post moves for a player who is essentially in the post 90% of the time, right? I'm being conservative here. I will not discredit what she's done. You know, if you believe I am, I think the rebounding numbers. I think
basketball analysis.
No, it's just her motor is probably unmatched.
Yeah,
it's probably unmatched.
Mean.
You know, I don't really feel the need to make any player comps because I think we've seen, right, between the tenacity and her fast twitch muscles and everything like that. Yeah, there's a reason why she's grabbing all these boards, whether it's off her own miss or not. Still, you know. So, but to me, because she's so far in her development, and again, I'm not going to put a ceiling on what her development is, you know, offensively.
It's like a question mark, to be honest.
There you go. Thank you. Right. Because it's a question mark, I guess I'm assessing her based on what we know for sure.
Yeah.
And to me, I say this in a good way. To me, it's a good way. You and I are like we're fond of role players. I'm not saying she's a role player, but to me, she is more of a floor raiser for any given team than she is a ceiling raiser.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing. You want that, right? You want players, like we said, right? That's the thing about, especially more so in the WNBA than NBA. WNBA coaches, they want players that they can rely on. They want to, like, they know what to expect from them, right? They don't want, and so I'm saying that's what she does. But to me, as we go down the list, there are other players that I think have the ability to impact the game on both ends with relatively more consistency.
Right.
And so for that reason, that's why I have Angel at 4. Yeah, well, you know, same thing too. Rebounding, we don't question. I do find it interesting when people, I don't know, maybe because you assume rebounders are good defenders. Her defense is currently also kind of inconsistent. I'm not sure. I'd like the role, and that could be like a team, you know, coaching decision.
Yeah.
With because, far too often, right? They find that she is on. She's defending like around the rim or on the low block, and it ends up putting Kamilla Cardoso, right,
and
past the elbows, if not on the wing. And I guess as we'll probably, I'm assuming we both have Kamilla on our list at somewhere. I don't know, but there's a reason for that reason. It's actually shown me more about what Kamilla can do and what Angel can't do.
Yeah.
You know?
And again, wait till we get to Kamilla. Okay.
So, yeah. So for me, I got Angel at 4. Again, if this is a ladder, she's definitely number 2. And that's the thing. Like, it's okay. I was having this conversation with some of my draft colleagues, right? That can a number 2, not a 1A, 1B, but can a number 2 option, a number 2 player, right, be a star? And that's to be determined. But to me, I see her more as like a 2. Like I don't see her as being the like
I
the
mean, that's fair.
cornerstone of it. No, that's what I'm saying,
That's
right?
fair. That's fair because I mean, that's kind of. I mean, we see what's happening with Aaliyah Boston too. Like sometimes that's
Yeah.
just what it is. You know what I mean? It's only how many Aja Wilsons in the league? One. Only one Breanna Stewart. You know what I mean?
Which, by
So
the way, my
yeah,
defensive fee is looking kind of dumb, just with 5 days having passed since we recorded our last episode.
yeah,
To be fair, I did say I still pick Asia. I'm just saying there could have been a case for.
yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway, so yeah,
No,
I
it could have
mean,
been because I picked her to begin the season,
yeah,
but with, let's
like
stay
I
on the
said, I
Rooks though.
mean, there is a lot to be said about the consistency, with regards to how Angel plays.
Yeah,
But like I said, I mean, yeah, it's only because there are other players in this draft class who I believe could actually potentially be franchise player caliber,
right. Not
based
saying
on
that
what
she
they
can't
put on
though.
film.
Not saying that she
I'm not
can't
saying.
because I
I'm
think
not
she
saying.
really can. I think we're. I don't. It's just hard to because I don't know. I've seen her doing some work, but I would just put it like this: if she can develop, like you said, a go-to move, be able to at least get out to the elbow,
Okay.
shooting, and then can turn into an offensive hub on top of her rebounding, like that would make her
But see, that's the
the
thing.
best version of herself
We
for what
posted a
she already
highlight
can
of
do.
some nice high-low action between Angel and Kamilla, right? But
Hmm.
again, why was that made possible, right? Because Kamilla did her work very early and sealed off her defender, right? Where early in the shot clock, Angel could make that entry pass, right? What
Hmm.
I'm saying is, if that was not early in the shot clock, if it's like a total half court set where we were like below 14 seconds, like they're not going to defend her out there. That's what
Hmm.
I'm saying.
No, they're
Like,
not.
and she is not confident to shoot that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, she has such a far way to go. It's hard for me right now to say like, oh, she could be an offensive hub. Like, I don't know.
No, that
Not
was
yet.
just that's best case scenario.
Yes,
That's how
exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
saying it. Yeah.
So right now, yeah, I got Angel at 4. So the aggregate,
So
we
okay,
at
so who do
3.
you have at 2?
Uh, okay. At 2. Let me just make sure.
Rickea?
No.
No,
Angel's teammate, Kamilla Cardoso.
really,
Really,
really
really. And
at
honestly,
2
it's
because of
becoming,
her
to me, I
defense.
feel with each passing game, I'm feeling more confident, with it,
Yeah.
which is not crazy,
No, it's. I
because I
mean,
mean,
it's
like,
not.
she was like a top, what, 4 pick,
Hmm.
so,
Yeah. And I
but
even asked people, did they think that her last season at South Carolina was kind of, did she look like she could be better than Aaliyah Boston? I asked people that. I'm thinking at least on
so,
defense, she possibly can, for sure.
I mean, again, you can make an argument, Aaliyah Boston, uh, not an argument. I would say, I think it's fair to say Aaliyah Boston has the more expansive repertoire
Hmm.
of individual moves,
Yeah,
right?
she does.
Both like in the mid range and in the low post.
Yeah,
And I think that's fair. But
yeah,
in terms of the ability, again, we're going back the whole key term for today, offensive hub.
yeah,
More and more, Kamilla is showing that she is not only capable but very confident in doing it.
yeah.
Um, because she's 6'7", you know, uh, yes, right. She's had multiple games where she's blocked more than 5 shots.
Mm.
Like, that is what people were expecting of her. That's pretty much what you think is her biggest contribution. That's fair, right? But man, her passing, especially out of the post,
Mm.
I mean, these are some elite looks. Like, I think it's almost like disrespectful to be like, oh, of course, Conrad, she's 6'7", she could see over the defense. No, no,
Right.
no, 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 no. She's legitimately posting up and yet, right, firing like a pass to the weak side. How
Hmm.
did she even see? How did she even see the shooter out there? How'd you know it was at the corner and not the wing? You know what I'm saying?
Dawn Staley. Oh, huh?
See,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Dawn
That's what I'm
Staley.
saying. Like,
A really good program that actually teaches
she
ball.
seems And then same thing too, right? What I was saying about like it's unfair for any big, like A, right? Well, the more right that teams actually draw up offensive sets that are tailored to be perimeter oriented, your bigs inevitably have to be prepared, at least prepared to step out and defend beyond the perimeter, defend in space.
Right.
Angel struggles at that. Which is maybe one of the reasons why they've put her as the backline defender. I don't know, right? What has ended up happening, which because the reason why I say that is I started to notice Kamilla outside of the paint.
Yeah.
She can move laterally. She's not like flat or heavy-footed or anything like that
right now.
Yeah. And so basically the reason why I have her number 2 is because she, to me, I see a complete two-way force, like, again, like, I don't know. I'm sorry. Like the first name that comes to mind is like she, right? It's like Arvydas Sabonis, like.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. All right.
Like that is what she's doing. Like, and it's a two-way force, And what do teams crave, right?
Yeah.
Like, especially if your franchise, multifaceted players, right? And if your best player is not even just let's not be negative, not a liability, but a plus, a significant plus on both sides, you got something special there. Which is why, as like I don't know, like I guess I've been looking at the two of them as like she's the ceiling raiser, Angel is the floor raiser,
right?
Which is a good compliment.
Yeah, it is.
It could be.
That's fair.
It could be. So yeah, I have her as number 2 on my list.
Oh, okay. So who do you have at 3?
Okay, so we went from your list to mine. All right.
Yeah, because that was we did Caitlin, Angel.
Okay, well then where did you have Kamilla?
Kamilla for me is number 4 for me.
Okay.
Because I mean, we already just broke her down, but
yeah,
I mean, and it's probably not fair to say because I have Rickea Jackson at 3, and it's because we already knew what she could do. You know what I mean? Like I was watching her, paying attention to her because she's from here, so it's a little bias in there too. So, but I was paying attention to her for the last 2 years in college, like the games I could watch. I was tuning in and. Man, like she's been nice. You know what I mean? Like we've been seeing something coming. You know what I mean? Like at least I have. A lot of people don't know. They didn't know because I don't think they paid attention to her. It was like so much Caitlin and Angel noise that I don't think they were paying attention to Rickea Jackson in Tennessee. You know what I mean? Right. Or Texas. I'm sorry, wasn't it? No, Tennessee.
No, Tennessee.
And I just think of orange. I think of that orange. Yeah. It throws me off to Texas.
Go Vols.
I think of the Longhorns. Yeah, but yeah, like so a lot of people weren't paying attention to her. They weren't paying attention to like Kamilla Cardoso. You know what I mean? Like I was because she was playing for South Carolina. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of players that got overlooked and she's one of them. And I throw Cam Brink in there too because I wasn't trying to like if I had a chance to watch Cam Brink, I was watching her. You know?
Okay. So there you go. I got you on that one, right? I went live to Stanford games.
Yeah. See, so
my old student. For some reason, my old student pass still works. You know what I'm saying?
Like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe it's alumni. You get to be alumni.
No, they were supposed to deactivate it. For some reason, it still scans, man.
Oh, nice. Don't say that out loud. But
I'm joking. No, I'm kidding.
No, she's capable as well. Like to me, like I was saying about what Angel could develop into, what Rickea kind of already is like side 2. She's already stretching the floor. She's already shooting, you know what I mean? Like crazy jumpers, like some just pretty ass jumpers that's in making them, you know what I mean? So if we were able to see her get more of the like responsibility on offense to start the season, what would she be now? You know what I mean? So that's why I have her at 3 because she could have been more impactful had they went in her direction to begin with. You know what I mean? Like draft Cam, but just like pardon.
Oh no, keep going.
No, I was just gonna
Draft
say
Cam, draft
because
her.
I think she's like outside of De'Erica and I mean like who's the other focal point here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Laisha kind of fell back. So I mean, Lexi is God bless you with what's going on with you, but like it was actually clear cut that she could have just been given the baton and let her run with it to start with.
Yeah.
Like we know Cam Brink is nice, like, but just like we're saying, like, is she? And we don't know. I'm not putting a stamp on her like, oh, this is what she is, this is what she gonna be. But what if she is like an angel floor raiser, but Rickea is the one that's why I say I get what you're saying, because it's like
Yeah.
especially for a lot of these teams to have a lot of good 1-2 punches. Now that we even went down this list a little bit, like Aaliyah and Caitlin, like Angel, and they have her and Kamilla have each other. And all they need is a guard. Rickea,
Well,
she has Cam. You know what I mean? And so like, yeah, I mean, it could be them. That could be the next way, the way that they need, or the direction that they need to go in, outside of getting a point guard, because they need a point guard too. Everybody needs a point guard. Like, we did the point guard crisis pod on Six Pod like last year sometime, because it was just like there's really no good point guards like that are point guardy in the WNBA. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Well, wait. Do you just want, like, are you talking about like just a
I mean,
throwback?
Jackie Young is Jackie Young. I'm talking about like point guards that's actually at that size, that's about 6 feet.
Like Sloot.
And okay, well, Sloot, she don't count. She's a legend.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I meant, like throwback point guard, like,
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm talking about like going forward, because like Sloot won't be playing in another 5 years. You know what I mean? 3 to 5 years. What point guards will we see enter this league? Because it's a lot of scoring coming. It's Paige coming, but it's just gonna be Caitlin and Paige, and Jackie Young. I'll throw her in there, and then
it could be
who else? Who else is nice?
But even then,
I'm not counting like the Alyssa Thomases or Chelsea Grace, because they're forwards.
No, they're point forwards.
Yeah, they're point forwards. Like a lot of people do that type of mixing up with, like, NBA players and stuff like that. Like, oh, such and such.
But to be fair,
like, no, he's too big.
Right? I mean, that's
yeah.
That is what Don Nelson always envisioned, right? Whether you're male or female, right? To have 2 high volume scoring guards, right? To juice your offense, right? And then be flanked by more of a ball handling forward as opposed to a scoring forward, and frankly, like, all those players you listed, even Paige, down the line, Juju, I mean,
yeah, Juju gonna be crazy.
They're all scoring guards.
Yeah, they are scoring.
They can run the point, but they are scoring guards.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's going to be.
That's what I mean. So
yeah, there aren't as many like.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm just reiterating what you're saying. Yes, the true point guards in the backcourt are becoming a little bit more rare. You know, so. But
I think Caitlin. I'll throw Sabrina in there too. I'm sorry, but she's been more scory too, especially playing next to Sloot. But we've seen Sabrina facilitate though, so I know she's capable. But I mean, like, hopefully Caitlin creates a wave of point guardy type players. You know what I mean? Like true point guard. Like, I'm passing the ball. Oh, look at that. Oh, that pass is because she gets praised so much for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That it should become a thing that is actually worked on. That is something that people are trying to, like, the next wave of ladies coming in are able to have in a repertoire. You know what I mean? Like, just have that a part of your game, or just be really prominent at being a point guard, because that will get you a spot on a roster, especially even if you just come in and, like I said, you aren't all like able to shoot the 3 like Caitlin can, or just like able to be offensively devastating just as far as scoring wise. But if you can facilitate, especially if you can do the rebounding aspect of it, push the pace, and just really make those plays, man, like, it's room for that in the WNBA. It definitely is.
Yeah.
I believe
totally agree. But and
that's my Rickea take. We went all around the world with that.
no, that's
shout
actually
out Detroit's own.
that's interesting. I like everything that you just said there. To be fair, at my 3rd power ranked rookie was also Rickea Jackson.
Okay.
And it's weird. I'm having her 3, but if I were to somehow re-rank these in terms of the order of players in which I believe they are like guaranteed superstars,
Yeah.
Caitlyn would
She
still be
she
number
might be
1.
too.
Rickea is number 2,
Yeah. She might
right?
be too.
Um, she's already she's shown me more than enough.
Yeah.
She's a black mama, dude.
I like that. I like that.
She
And I
no,
understand that. I
again,
understand that.
I know. Please, right, WNBA fans, like, don't get mad at me for like comparing like to NBA or male players, but like, her game is so similar to Kobe, man,
I mean,
stylistically.
it kind of is.
You know?
That's what I'm saying. Like she takes some beautiful ass shots and makes them. And it's like,
Yeah.
what?
We're not the first to say it, but we'll
Yeah.
definitely repeat it. I mean, she's arguably the best scorer, like pure scorer, like the best 3-level scorer of this
That's a
rookie
rookie.
class. I would
I
not be
agree.
surprised if she enters the conversation of being amongst the best scorers, period.
Yeah.
You know, sometime next season or in the next 2 seasons.
Yeah.
But again, why do I have her so high? It's for the same reason as I said about Kamilla. Obviously, different positions, different styles, but I think she's a two-way force.
Yeah.
I think Rickea, like, this is not just hustle and activity. I mean, she is a very intuitive defender. I know the Sparks aren't a particularly good team, but if you just look at what she's doing, you know, in isolation, I mean, her defense is pretty fundamentally sound. She's not gambling, you know. She's totally reading the play, and those steals are real, you know. Like, she's already cutting off the passing lanes, you know, or first forcing, you know, the player she's guarding to, you know, second guess, right? Turn over the left shoulder as opposed to the right, or whatever. Terminate the dribble.
Right.
Now you're telling me that potentially, you know, or when a player of Cameron Brink's, you know, caliber talent returns. I mean, just think about how much more lockdown her perimeter defense is going to be. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think we're along the same page. I guess, yeah, you know, to date, she hasn't shown as much playmaking. Not that she's selfish or like a black hole,
right?
But whether or not we want that to actually be, or she or the team wants that to be her role moving forward, that's to be determined, you know. Right. But just again, her ability, like, that's the same thing as Cardoso, right? And the way I feel about Kamilla, you are a massive positive on both ends, and for that reason, yeah, I can't have her any lower than 3, you know.
Okay.
So
okay. And
actually, it's kind of crazy. It sucks. Yeah, we'll wrap this up. It sucks because Cameron Brink. Oh no, I was just gonna say, shout out to Cameron Brink. We're gonna put her in an honorable mention. Yeah. I mean, obviously, what she was showing prior to her injury, she probably would have been on this list, and who knows how high she would have been.
Yeah.
But man, it's interesting, right? That in her absence, because I didn't see this aspect of her. I don't think I ever saw. If anything, it was. If I had to pick who could potentially be a franchise player for the Sparks, I would have put Cam. And I'm not saying she can't.
Yeah.
But man, maybe you have 2 franchise players.
Yeah.
You know, or like we said, or what I kind of compared with Kamilla and Angel, right? Maybe one was a ceiling raiser, the other one's a floor raiser, you know? Right. But I mean, it's just, that's what we're saying, right? So shout out to Cam Brink. And yeah, I guess let's just wrap this up with our 5th. And again, a lot of talented rookies. Shout out to, in no particular order, you know, Alyssa Peely, Nika Mule. I don't know who else. Yeah. You know, but basically they have not gotten extended minutes, real, you know, to really make their mark. But in the limited playing time they have, even Kate Martin, you know, like they're showing that they probably will be a fixture, you know, of their respective teams.
This makes me wish that when the Valkyries come together, no, for real, because I'm tired.
Look, I'm even wearing purple for the Valkyries, man.
I mean, hey, we always figure out a way to tie in, but I'm tired of seeing some of these players either not be rostered or not get minutes. But then you
Yeah.
see something like Maddie Segrist this year finally get minutes when she does, and oh wait, what? You know what I mean? Then it's like, oh, it's a surprise. Like she was nice. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and it's I want to see because people wanted to see Nika Mule, people wanted to see Kate Martin like play more minutes. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I just hope this Valkyries team can somehow like I don't know how it will have to happen. I don't want none of them to really get cut, but if they're not gonna get minutes, cut your rookies. Go ahead, let them go,
That's what
and
I'm
let them
saying.
all go to the Valkyries so we can see what they got. You know what I mean, and play big minutes, at least 20 a game, at least 20
Yeah.
minutes, 25 minutes a game, and just go ahead and let them have a team where it's just like a whole gang of youth, maybe a little bit of sprinkling of veterans, two or three of them, and then yeah, let's see what they look like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that would be a match or a match made in heaven. That would be a dream come true for me.
What are you
Like
talking? It
to
would
be
be
able to
for
see
me
that.
too. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
and
right here in my well, technically it's more of a front yard than a backyard for me where I am in
yeah,
California. So, you know what I'm saying? They're in my front yard, man. I'll be
yeah,
there.
okay. And so before we get to the fifth person, let's touch on that Valkyries thing real quick because I'm sure
Yeah,
that's
sure.
that's a conversation amongst the WNBA family fan base. But how is it like cemented the way that they're going to go about it, like the holdouts or whatever, the am I saying that right, the players that you get to keep, basically the protected players?
Oh, so you're talking about basically the expansion draft format?
Yeah, what is it like going to
No.
be, the top 8 or what?
It's so I've done some research into it. It's varied really from each expansion draft to expansion draft. I think based on like where the league was and everything like that, and
Yeah,
basically to how many players were actually under contract. Some
yeah.
years it's 8 are protected, some years it was 6 protected. If it's
Hmm.
6,
Oh,
oh man,
yeah,
because right, like both in the
yeah,
WNBA and the NBA expansion drafts, right? I mean, like the Valkyries could draft a player not really having every intention of rostering him, right? It's like, okay,
yeah.
we drafted a player off your team. Would you like to trade back for them? Give us like your 3rd round pick. We'll give you your player back, right? Because
Oh, that's how they're gonna let it be.
yeah, you can if you choose to draft a player, right, in
Yeah.
the expansion draft, they don't have to automatically be on your team. Like it's as if like they're on the original team. You decide what you want to do with them. Do you want to waive them, bring them to training camp and waive them, or do you want to trade them back? So yeah, no, that's what I'm saying,
That's
right? Because remember, the Valkyries have to have an opportunity to be able to build their assets, right? Both draft capital and contracts, because there's still the draft itself, and then there's still free agency. So they're trying to build the amount of tradable assets. So
if they're
shit. Remember,
smart.
like that's what when Minnesota drafted Rick Mahorn. That's what Detroit
Hmm.
tried to do. They tried to
Yeah,
trade right back for him, and they said
yeah,
no. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? So I mean,
yeah. Don't make me
so
cry.
yeah, I'm sorry, but that's what I'm saying. If it is truly 6, that is obviously that's a big
That's gonna
difference.
be crazy if it's
Yeah,
6, because that means
but
I would look dead at Dallas like, do you
are you
know why
saying
you are here?
I am so poaching from Las Vegas? Are you serious? Like,
Oh, Vegas too, but Dallas, because after Enrique, Satu, Tasha, Tierra, who else? Um, hell, Kalani. It's like, what you got? It's a lot of talent over there that they could poach. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, runner.
yeah,
Sorry, Debo. No, we're not trading them back. You're not gonna do nothing. Y'all got a gang of picks anyway, unless you send
even
about 3 of
Minnesota.
those. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's mean because they're like the
You know,
depth. They're the
you said it
team of
yourself.
depths. Yeah,
You said it yourself last episode. I mean, well, to
yeah,
be fair, right? Actually, I just recently read in that power rankings this morning, right? What was the purpose of accumulating all those forwards? Because you said, right, Minnesota, they
yeah,
have so many forwards. It's because they wanted as many active bodies to throw at Asia Wilson.
yeah. And to
That's
just
it.
and
You
not
know?
just her either, just all
Yeah.
of them. Aja, Jonquel, Brianna.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and it's like it's
So,
not like they're all just slow, and you know what I mean? Like they
yeah.
can actually do some things with their length. Like length is
But it
much
is
more.
interesting.
The last pickup game I played, we lost hard because they had more length than we did. No, they did. They were taller and they so longer wingspans. Like I'm seeing people be able to guard me from out of places. That's like, no, how? Oh, because he's damn 6'5" and I'm only 6 feet. You know what I mean? So it's like he's just, all in my face. But that length makes a difference. You know what I mean? So yeah, it does. It's a big deal. You don't have to have just a lockdown defender. You
Yeah.
can play team defense, and a lot of people did not anticipate Minnesota being this, but they should have, because I was calling them a by committee team for almost 2 years now. And I feel like this is the championship year for them. But let me not get too far off.
No, I mean,
our numbers.
I think, well, yeah, if you circle back to where it started, I mean, yeah, I mean, it does, because I think some of the draftees from this past rookie class, they may be subject to the expansion draft. They may not be one of the protected players.
Mhm.
And as you said, right? I mean, like, if we could all agree that, man, there's some talented players here, but they're not even playing, then yeah,
Right.
could definitely really change the complexion of the league
Yeah.
moving forward.
Yeah.
So
They could, and they'd suddenly be instant like threat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's six, ooh wee.
yeah,
That's mean. That's like taking each team's
but I mean,
sixth player. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, thank you.
but come on,
That's mean.
we're introducing a 13th team. Right? It's
Yeah.
currently a 12-team league with 12 players per roster. I, mean,
Right.
I don't know. You're protecting more than half your roster. I think that's fair.
I mean,
Then again, I'm biased, or I am a Valkyrie fan, so I'm just saying.
I mean, and that'll shake some things up too. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I just hope they also get themselves a deal that's like really, really good for just the ecosystem
Yes.
of the WNBA players, where they don't have to go here, there, and
Yes.
you know what I mean, play overseas and do this and that.
Well,
Like,
when we
I mean,
do,
it helps expand a lot of their games, but
yeah,
if they don't want to, they don't have to. They'll be paid enough. You know what I mean? Even if they are
yeah,
the 10th player on the team, the 10th player, because
yeah,
life happens and they travel and do all of this stuff. Like, they're away from their families, and they're increasing the number of games. It seems like they're trying to do that every year, especially with
yeah.
Kaylin and Angel bringing so much eyes and popularity to the game. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Seriously,
So it's about time.
another quick tangent. I don't think anyone outside of like long time WNBA fans, like, I don't think most
Yeah.
casual fans knew that Ion was a channel.
Right.
You know,
No, they
and now
didn't.
Ion is doing numbers. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it
I
is.
mean, kudos
And
to the
people are
league.
like, how come the WNBA doesn't? Because the big networks didn't want to pick them up like that. They didn't want to
Dude,
pick up the game. So that's not a question to ask the WNBA. That's a question to say, why didn't you guys invest ahead of time, as opposed to
you
now
didn't
Caitlin Clark and Angels?
televise
Yeah.
Maya Moore's
No,
jersey retirement. I
no.
mean, that's
'Cause they're,
crazy, dude. I had to
yeah,
watch
it
that like
is.
on
That's
Twitter or something like
that's
that, man.
disrespectful, bro. Like, I
Yeah.
was watching Maya Moore games, bro. Like, no, what? That's my goat. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And it's like, I hope they get that stuff in order. But that was on the networks to just, a lot of people were saying what? Oh, well, the women only make this much. Okay, we understand that. When you start a business, it's about 5 years before you get a return on interest anyway. Damn it, this is basically $1 billion type of thing going on right now. So it might take some time, man. You have to build up things to be something better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like, man, I won't get that far off into it, but I hope they figure it out, because that's another conversation for another day. But
Well, we'll
let's drop
continue
these
it
number
definitely
fives.
in our WA expansion draft episode.
Oh
And
yeah,
we'll
yeah.
definitely kind of go deeper into that. But yeah, let's close this out. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for waiting for the 5th power ranked rookie. Are
That's
you
me.
Googling one right now?
No,
Oh, okay.
that's me hitting my dresser, doing a drum roll.
Oh, okay.
Go for it.
I've gone back and forth. And as I'm
I've
about to
been
say
going
the
back and
name,
forth too since
I
we've
don't
been going.
know.
It's gonna be a co-pick for me, or you pick
Oh,
one, I'll
is
pick
it?
the other.
Okay, cool.
I guess I don't know, because I'm
Again,
kind of set on
this
somebody.
isn't just like trying to predict the future. It is also based on what we have seen.
Theme, yes.
So I think I gotta go with
With
Leonie Fiebich.
oh, Okay.
Yeah, which again, I understand. She should be included. She is a true rookie. Now, to be fair, if people aren't familiar, not watching a lot of Liberty games, she was actually drafted in 2020, right? Leonie is German and she's played pretty much overseas, so she
Yeah.
only made the jump to the WNBA this season.
It
So
was stacked.
yes, for all intents and purposes, she is a rookie,
Yeah.
and her numbers are not eye popping.
That
Um,
41% from three is.
well, I meant her like yeah, her counting stats, her raw averages. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Her shooting splits are definitely impressive. And
Hmm.
frankly, I would encourage you to our viewers, our listeners, go ahead on YouTube. Just type in Leonie Fiebich, Fiebich, and watch her highlights. I mean, she is a rookie. Granted, she's older, right? Because she's played overseas.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, right? She's a rookie in the WNBA, and they they instantly trust her. She's
Yeah.
closing out games. She's
Hmm.
not putting up big scoring totals, but I mean, every highlight, and there are a lot of them, they're all clutch. All of them are like, game tying shots, game tying threes, go ahead threes, clutch stops, right? I don't know what her ceiling is in the league, you know? And
Yeah.
again, I'm not going to predict it, but I think it's fair to say, like, she
Is the
has
next
been.
Delon Smith.
That's a good. Yeah, that's a
Because
great.
I could
I
see
mean,
her playing for Minnesota right now, actually.
she is the ultimate glue guy, and I
Hmm.
mean that with the utmost respect.
Yeah.
You know, they just don't leak water. Where what I'm saying, right? Like,
Yeah.
and because that's the thing, right? I mean, well, the Liberty have only lost 6 games, and frankly, you could make an argument that some of the games that they should have or could have lost, they didn't because she was a major factor in it. You
Hmm.
know, I value winning because as much as projecting we're doing, and I understand she's playing with Sabrina, she's playing with Stewie, but I mean, like, think of all the other veterans on that team, and she has supplanted them in the depth chart, you
Hmm.
know.
Yeah.
So I mean, for that reason, I got to give her some props. You may pick the other person I was debating with.
Yeah.
Um,
I will.
so
And
yeah,
it's just based on what we've seen as well, but I'm not sure how much more upside there is with her spot on the team. And that's my fifth pick is Aaliyah Edwards.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
And those were the two I were torn between. I was just going to co-pick. I was going to say my five is a tie. But just she had like a lot of good games this year, but her minutes has been fluctuating. Her being over there with Shakira and trying to really having a team that just hasn't been healthy all around. You know what I mean? So they haven't had a clear game plan as to what they will be doing going forward. You know what I mean? Like it'll look different next year because they are also a player for a page. You know what I mean? Then all of a sudden,
Right.
what does that look like? But then how much better does Shakira get? Because she's been waiting to make a jump. As soon as she can stop getting sidelined with injury, she's going to make a huge jump. But Aaliyah Edwards could still be one of those players that's like, what were we saying? Floor raiser, ceiling raiser. She can at least, I
You
believe,
know,
be a floor raiser with what we seen from her potentially from this year. Like if she can translate that, like maybe she could actually go over there and just, I'm not gonna say replace EDD, but EDD's gone, and then it's like, okay, well, who do we have outside? Okay, Shakira was playing next to EDD, so can we get somebody else to play next to Shakira now since that EDD is gone? And maybe Aaliyah can fill that gap. You know what I mean? I'm not. She's of course I can't say she's gonna be like EDD. That's just me saying she can get over there, put those points up, the boards. Because like man, some of them games this year was like crazy. It was like is she about to be top three for rookie of the year? You know what I mean? What you
yeah.
reading? What you see?
I'm looking at their depth chart
Okay. Yeah, it's
because,
kind of tough at the big position
yeah, I mean, well,
in the
I feel like
minutes.
Stephanie Dolson will eventually be on the move. You
I
know,
wouldn't trade Stephanie Dawson.
see, I think she's like their best trade asset. I think that's the one a lot of teams would actually
Please
pony
go
up.
to the Valkyries. No,
Thank you.
for real. She's the most. She is arguably the
Like,
most clutch 3-point shooting big, and I've been saying this before people start paying attention to it this year. But man, Steph Talbot is sleepy good for real. Like this year, she's sleepy good. Maybe it's because
yeah.
of the ability or the ability for her to play that role. But like, man, I didn't see this coming. Like, just I don't.
Like,
When
don't
she
you
shoots, I
believe?
don't see her missing much.
Like in general, don't you think just maybe like in terms of skills that Aaliyah Edwards and Shakira Austin could coexist in the front
Yeah,
court,
yeah, I
right?
do.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. So it's not really a matter of one or the other. It's about trying to remove some of their teammates to open because this is what we said at the top of the episode.
Mm.
Aaliyah Edwards fits into that category where like you see her big games, kind of like and again, this is like a ancillary shout out also, but I do still believe in her. Like JC Sheldon, obviously different
Oh yeah,
positions, but like
yeah.
the flashes you see,
That's why I said
it
Dallas.
leads you to believe that they can have, yeah, a big impact. That's how I
Mhm.
feel with Aaliyah Edwards. It's just you look at her game log, like the minutes aren't there
Mm-mm.
to do it with any. That's what I'm saying. If they could clear out more playing time, or for whatever reason, if they did, they
Mhm.
made some trades that they believe are in their best interest, then you could really see it.
Yeah,
Because yeah, like in general, and no offense to Leonie, in the proverbial vacuum, I think Aaliyah Edwards is just more talented,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But because yes,
As
I'm
of
with
as of
you.
now, yeah,
Yeah, I'm with you because I think there are certain players that don't really have like I don't think you have any reason to believe they could be a star, or a ceiling raiser. Aaliyah Edwards does exude that, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. She
So,
does, and
but
it came out of nowhere because I didn't anticipate this from her. You know what I mean? Or just the flashes of what she can be. I didn't anticipate. I
yeah,
anticipated her being steady, but not showing flashes of I. This is what it would look like if I'm a superstar.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah,
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah,
That is the official East meets West power ranking, which technically, if we did the aggregate, the only really, well, okay, fine, right? Like, number one was unanimous, Caitlin Clark.
hmm,
Technically, if we're just taking the aggregate, there's a three-way tie at the second
yeah. It
point,
is. It is.
right? Right, with Kamilla, Angel, and Rickea Jackson. You can take your pick of how you'd like to put them in order, or on the graphic. And
Hmm.
then technically, there's a two-way tie for the fifth ranked rookie with Leonie Fiebich and Aaliyah Edwards.
Hmm.
So there you go. At the very least, well, don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. The Indiana Fever could clinch a playoff spot. Their magical number is 2, right? So I believe if Chicago loses tonight, I can't remember something else. They could technically clinch as early as tonight. But if they don't, if they win tomorrow and the Sky lose tonight, then I think they clinch, which
Okay.
is crazy.
About to
So
happen.
at the very least, we'll see Caitlin Clark in action in the postseason, and to be determined with some of these other rookies and what their teams decide to do. Again, if they decide to continue kind of stealth tanking, we'll see.
Yeah. I mean
But
Chicago's playing the Aces right now. I'm watching,
yeah,
but yeah, just go ahead and stealth tank. Like we don't have to debate it. Point guards are important. Somebody increase your look.
the funny thing
Try to
is,
draft page.
I don't know understand how the lottery will work with the Valkyries. I'd like to think that we should get like some lotto balls. Don't often automatically. You don't have to automatically give us the number one pick.
Yeah,
I say that because obviously, would I want Paige to be a Valkyrie? Of course. But if
man.
I get the number 2 pick, Kiki.
Man, it would
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
nice. Okay, so before we go, it would be
Okay.
nice if they allow you. Oh, Kiki?
Yeah.
Yeah, Irifan?
Yeah.
Oh, I love her.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Everyone's
Man,
like so fixated on
it's my
Paige, which I get,
no,
dude.
not just Page. It's a lot of good players coming in this next
I
year.
know.
Really, the
Yeah.
next 2-3 years, to be honest. But, um, damn, what was I about to say? Um, if they allow it to be where you can go get the like Go dabble with the teams first and take the players that you want. Then the draft comes, and then but you can use those players as assets. That would be beautiful
Yes.
because that means they can get players, trade those players for assets. Because I would damn near just get some players and be like, here's 3 of them. Give us the number
Oh
one pick.
no, yeah, yeah. The
You know what I
expansion
mean?
draft will occur
Before.
before the lottery.
Yeah, do okay. All right.
Yeah. So yes, you're
I'm
right.
really looking forward to
Yeah.
this. It sucks that it's all the way next damn year, but or
Oh,
what?
well,
Like what? When was the draft? April, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
and then
and
they
then they
hop right
started
into training
playing in
camp.
May. Yeah.
Yeah.
So damn it, I don't want to wait that long. Hopefully they make the draft be quicker than that. I don't know, like maybe
Yeah.
January for the expansion draft, so they can,
Well, it's
you
a
know,
non-Olympic year, so maybe,
yeah,
you know, right, we don't have to space things out like we did last year, or well, compact everything, then space, whatever,
yeah,
the
yeah,
season's been kind of irregular, so
yeah. It has.
all
Well,
right.
that's the
Well,
show.
thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I think we all can conclude, right? A lot of talented up and down the league. If anything, there's too much talent right now, which thank God, because
Hmm.
we got expansion coming up, right? Valkyries, Toronto the following year, I believe. So yeah, I think this has all been great. Continue to enjoy this.
Yeah,
And
and
yeah,
bring back Detroit and Houston, please, because we won titles. Damn it.
that's right.
All right, we out of here, y'all. Good night. Well, let's close. Let me close a little bit more properly. Y'all see our names at the bottom. Follow us on Twitter, but make sure you follow the EMW account. It's at EMW_pod on Twitter. Of course, you guys are seeing this, so like, subscribe, share. If you got a b-ball head that love just basketball, period, 'cause we just talk ball here. And any WNBA heads that want to hear something that's just not full of near different craziness and chaos, we're here too. So yeah, y'all have a good one.
And just real quick, if you have already subscribed, one, please stay subscribed. But also, thank you so much
Yeah,
for your
definitely.
support.
Yeah,
The
'cause we
numbers that we've
almost up
seen,
to
yeah,
400.
the rise in subscribers and views has been
Yeah.
really heartwarming. So we really appreciate that.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Let's
take care.
go. Good night.